Hi, it's Michael DeSilvis with DeSilvis Media, the Freedom Network channel. This is a special transmission from I'm trying to see where it looks better on my glasses. Looks like I'm wearing Coke bottles there. Trying to get rid of that. This is a special transmission from Freedom Network. I wanted to say that Pastor G, or known as Geronimo, has freely surrendered himself to the Richmond authorities. I mean, they didn't have to go there and arrest him with the marshals. He went ahead and called them up and had them come there, and he gave himself in voluntarily. So that must mean the charges that he did, unfortunately, must be credible and must be true, is what we're finding out, because the warrants weren't filed until yesterday, and he just gave himself in to the authorities today. So, I'm sorry that happened to the Roc, and I heard that another one of the administrators there got arrested for for threatening somebody on the phone. So, if that's the truth, well, I'm sorry that they have two people in custody, and actually, from a psychological standpoint, if he did molest a girl over 13 or 14 years ago, it's not quite uncommon for someone to be arrested 14 or 13 years later, because it takes a girl to go through flashbacks as that happens, because they usually do go through flashbacks. So when she finally got up the courage and the nerve to tell her parents, like she did, for that sick, vile acts, they went ahead and actually filed charges on the man. And the reason why he gave himself in voluntarily is because he's guilty for the crime that he did. Like I said, I didn't want to say that he was guilty, but, still don't gossip about the man, but if it's, if this stuff is true, like I said, it would come to light, and it did. So, I hope these charges aren't true, but it looks like more and more that they are, because they freely volunteered himself to the authorities. They didn't have to go and pick him up. He just had them come to their home to put him in custody. So, anyway, my prayers go out to the Roc. I'm sure they're going to still be there. They're not going to shut down. They're probably going to have somebody else preaching there. It's not going to be me, however, though, because I'm Church of Christ, but I'm sure they'll have other people in their soldier structure who actually are other preachers they have there that are recruited that can fill in or take the place of Pastor G, and actually take the place of him, and that way they can keep the church there and hopefully make the church a real church again and have it have harmony without any more uncovering. Hope there's no more sexual scandals or anything like that going on. But anyway, I'm sorry that happened to you all at the Roc, but you all just pray and stay strong, and remember, we all love you, and sorry that these developments came out to be true. But like I said, I think what I said, I wasn't wrong about saying what I said regarding what I said today, because, we're not really sure if it is all true, but since he volunteered himself to the authorities, meaning handed himself over to the authorities, like I say again, it must be true, because the stuff in California must be true. It's not a lie, because there's two girls that he had inappropriate relationships with that were around 14 years old, or under 14. So apparently they're pressed charges in California, and that's why he is being arrested. There might be another girl in Tennessee too that he was messing with too, allegedly too, is what they said. So there may be more charges coming. But anyway, sorry about that. You all stay strong at the Roc and keep on preaching the word and get somebody in there to fill Pastor G's shoes. I'm sorry. I know the wife is really upset. I'm sure she's in shock of this stuff coming to light. But I'm sorry about that. But Jesus still loves you. You keep singing and keep doing the work there, and stay faithful. Don't get yourself mixed in and do something stupid. Keep yourself faithful. Stay on the mark and recruit another person to take Pastor G's place. And because a woman can't preach, but no woman has the place to be a preacher, so if the wife can't do it, some other man has to be recruited there within the church, or someone else that can actually do it at another location. So anyway, I'm going to go for now. I'm sorry about this bad news that I have to deliver to you, but I just want to get it out that yes, Pastor G has been arrested. Greg, or Geronimo, has been arrested today. He freely and voluntarily gave himself up over to authorities. And like I said, it isn't quite abnormal for these charges to come up out of nowhere, because they didn't come up out of nowhere, because evidently he turned himself in voluntarily to the police. So evidently what he did was really legit, because he turned himself in voluntarily to the authorities. So evidently these charges are real, and they are sticking. So anyway, I just wanted to say, like I said, if it wasn't true, then he'd still be a free man. But this stuff is true, and that's why he's behind bars right now. So, like I said, if you're a preacher, you better stay to the word. You can't be a preacher and be molesting kids or doing things that are wrong, because it will come up and bite you. It always does. Even anybody, even if you're not a preacher, it will always bite you. So you better stick to the ground and stay away from them children. If you got a problem with it, you need to get it out and open. You need to admit it. If you're still into that, and if you're still doing that, if you've got a problem with that kind of stuff, you need to get help, and you need to get counseling. And because if you don't, and you get in a church situation, and you have a problem with that, God have mercy on your soul, because if you touch a child, it's going to come out, and you're going to get arrested. And that's what happened to Pastor G. So, like I said, nobody in the ministry should be working with kids if they have a problem like that. But if they don't have a problem like that, and it's not ongoing, or there's no past, then there's no reason for somebody to preach. Like, I know a minister that's preaching, and he was a youth minister at a church, and he was looking at pornography, because I discovered it on the computer at the church where he was working at, and I brought it to the people's attention. I'm the one that found it on the computer in the office. So, but he's still preaching, so he's not doing it now. He's been forgiven. But he was doing it at the time when he was a youth minister at the church where I saw it on the computer. But I want to tell you, he's not doing it now, and I hope allegedly he's not. But if he is, it will come out just like it did with Pastor G. And if it is, he won't be able to preach anywhere if he's caught doing it again anywhere, or it's found out on his home computer. So I hope it doesn't happen no more. Because if it does, you won't be preaching no more, bud. Because you can't preach when you're looking at that kind of stuff, if you're actively still doing it. But if you're not doing it, that's good. And I salute you, and I hope you stay away from that stuff. Mark Coffey, you stay strong too. I know you have an issue with pornography too. Make sure because you admitted that during Fire Week. Make sure you keep yourself strong. And don't look at that porn. Don't give in. Don't look at the naked magazines. Don't be looking at the stuff. You're not doing it now. You weren't doing it when I went to your church. But I know you admitted it in front of Fire Week, and it took a lot of courage to do that. I have it recorded on tape, because I was recording your sermon that day. And you admitted it there publicly in front of the whole church, and that took a lot of guts, but it's good that you did admit it. But, you just make sure you keep yourself free from that stuff, because, if you don't, it's going to bite you in the butt like it did with Mark Coffey. I mean, Mark Coffey, not Mark Coffey, but Dramino, Greg, Pastor G at the Roc. It's going to happen. And all you pastors out, you better make sure you're not doing this stuff, because it will come back to haunt you. So I just want to let you know, Pastor G is really in jail. And I'm sorry for the families. I'm sorry for the church, but I know their church will still thrive. And I know they'll regroup and restructure and have somebody there preaching this Sunday. So don't worry about that. The church is shut down, because I'm sure they got other people there that can take his place when things happen. And I'm sure it'll become a better church because of it. And my thought goes out to all the leadership in that church and all the people there and the members. But, please don't stop going because of what he did, because that's just the devil trying to tear up and divide a church amongst itself. And you don't want to do that. Just try to work with the church and see if they can get another preacher in there who can actually, or pastor is what they call him there. See if they can get another pastor in there to fulfill that position. All right, well, I got to go, and I'm sorry about that. We still love you, and we'll be praying for you here from New Hunter Church of Christ in Mechanicsville, Virginia. And you have a good one, and I'll keep you all in my prayers. This is my special report for what happened today. Sorry, guys, but it's going to be okay, because God heals, and it's good that it all came out to light. It's good that it all did come out in the open, because, like I said, sins always do find you out. That's what Leviticus 5:15 says. Sin will find you out. So, that is really the truth. All right, well, I got to go. This is Michael. I love you all. Take care. God bless.